my name is Lexi Jong and welcome to my channel. Here I like to talk about luxury beauty, and today we are going to be going over my top 5 holiday favorites. And this video is in collaboration with 4 other lovely YouTube ladies. So we have 5 of us, 5 favorites each. And I strongly encourage you to check out everyone's videos on this because I'm focusing on luxury makeup, but not everybody in this collaboration will only have makeup items. We have hair care, skincare, lifestyle, and so forth included in here as well. So if you are looking for things to add to your own collection, or if you are looking for inspiration for gift ideas, I think all of our videos will help you out with that. So whether you are new here or you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, please consider doing so. And let's go ahead and I'm going to give you a brief introduction to each of the women I'm working with today. First up, we have Mel from Mel C's Makeup and Style. And Mel's actually one of the first YouTubers that I corresponded with when I started my channel. And she's based in Canada. She usually discusses makeup. She has a range of price points, low, mid, high-end items, and her main focus is making yourself look and feel better. You know, she has these awesome tutorials. I always love her eye looks. I mean, if you take a look at her photo here, she's got the most gorgeous blue eyes. So, you know, anything that enhances those is always a win. But definitely check out her channel and check out her favorites. I can't wait to see what she's included. One of the things I love about her channel is that she is not really a first impressions channel. So she tests things out, she uses them long term and discusses what she likes and dislikes about each item. And she's very honest. So I definitely love checking out Mel's videos, highly recommend them. Next up, we have Regina at Naturally Corporate, and Regina is my go-to for hair care. So Regina's videos, she also focuses on makeup, more of a minimalist nature, but the majority of her videos are going to be more focused on hair care, and there's some lifestyle makeup and so forth in there as well. But she, for me, is the hair care queen, and I am terrible at doing my hair, so watching somebody like Regina and the useful tips that she is able to provide on her channel, for me, it's really incredibly helpful. For example, she has this video on foam rollers right now, which is something I've always been intrigued with, but for some reason, I can't get them in my hair properly. So watching Regina's video has been incredibly helpful. I'm also working with Allison Chase today, and I know a lot of my viewers have watched Allie's channel before. If you haven't though, you need to check her out. She also focuses on luxury beauty, and we do have some of the same products in common. I think it's so helpful to get another person's viewpoint. Allie is based in Canada, so based on her location, sometimes, you know, being in Canada, you get things a little bit later than the US. But there are these certain times where you're able to get things a little bit sooner. For example, the latest Chanel foundation. Allie already has a review up on her channel. If you haven't checked that out yet, please make sure you do so. And another thing to know about Allie is that she likes to use the same makeup items in repeated videos. So if you've picked up some of the same items that she has, or you have something similar with similar color stories, her channel provides so much inspiration and detailed tutorials and so forth on how to create a look with some products that you already have. I am also working with Mishi from Mishi MakesUp, and Mishi also has more of a focus in luxury beauty. And as I mentioned, I really think it's great to have several different viewpoints on the same products before you are making a purchase so that you really have as much information as possible. Everybody picks up slightly different details or, you know, has a different opinion on a product. So I think it's really helpful to weigh everyone's opinions before you make your own judgments. Now with Mishi's channel, she has the newest, latest, and greatest products. She's very fast with getting up reviews on new items, And she has some great comparisons. She and I have some different items in our collections. So some of the items that she is able to do comparisons with differ from what I have. And again, I just think her take on these products and the details she picks up with her reviews are really key to making an informed decision. We are all picking our 5 holiday favorites. I highly recommend checking out everybody's videos. I have them all linked down below in the description box, so please make sure to check those out. And let's go ahead and get started on my favorites. I have to say, it has been so hard to narrow it down to only 5 items. So I did the best that I could. I will have an additional holiday roundup video coming out very soon. And that video is going to be more about everything that I picked up for holiday, what I would repurchase and what I wouldn't. So it's not going to be necessarily a top 5. So if you're interested where other things fall on my list, go ahead and check that out. That should be up sometime this week. The first item on my list is brand new. So I've only used it 4 times now, but I can tell that it is definitely one of my favorites. And that is the new SUQQU eyeshadow palette. And this is 10% off at Selfridges right now. So I definitely strongly encourage you to consider this if you are looking for an eyeshadow palette. Now, all of these shades here, there are 3 different formulas. We have this gold, silver, and kind of this orchid shade. They can act as a topper, or they can be kind of like you can build them up so that you have color pigment as well. So they're not like super sheer or anything like that, but you can sheer them out. So let me show you those. So the formula on those is fantastic. Then we also have more of a metallic finish. So we've got this more champagne shade here. We have this smoky steel bluish gray shade, and then we have this more reddish cranberry shade. And what is special about all of these colors in general in this palette are the undertones and the formulas here. So although looks like a super cool color and this looks like a super warm color, the undertones of them are actually nuanced. You can see there's actually a little bit of brown and gray in the base here. We've got some warmth to the base here as well, but also very neutral shades kind of blended in there. And I think that makes these shades wearable for everybody. And then we also have 2 matte shades, and these are going to be very light, soft mattes, but you can build them up to be the color in the pan. So overall, I think this is a fantastically versatile eyeshadow palette. And I think, especially if you can get it on sale at Selfridges, it's a bargain. So I am very happy with this. It's what I have on my eyes right now. I personally love shimmer shades. So if you don't like shimmers, you're not gonna like this palette, but I really recommend this one. So this definitely made my list of favorites. While we are talking about eyeshadow, I do have another favorite eyeshadow palette, and that is the first Frost Quad from Tom Ford. And I love all of these Soleil eyeshadow quads that he has come up with. And this first Frost one, I know in photos that it kind of looks like Soleil d'Hiver. It's really not though. I mean, this is like a cooler version of it essentially. So everything here is a little bit cooler than what you have in the other Soleil quads. There's this white with a little, you can see that there's a little bit of a warmth to it from maybe like a subtle pale champagne-ish gold mixed in there, but it's pretty much white. And then we have this pink, and this pink is the most special shade in this palette. And as I'm moving my arm here, you can see a little bit of a gold reflect. So it's not a true duochrome, but it's like a subtle duochrome. And I think that's what makes this shade very special. And it's a pretty neutral pink, slightly cool, but not to the point where, you know, you couldn't wear it if you had super warm undertones. And then we have these 2 brown shades here. You can see that this first one has a little bit of copper in it, and these are going to both be pretty neutral on the spectrum. This bottom one is more of a cocoa shade, It's not super cool. It's actually got a little bit of warmth to it, but again, they're both going to be pretty neutral on the spectrum. Finishes for these four are all going to be frosty, shimmery shades, and when you use them wet, because this is the wet dry formula, they definitely get very frosty. I personally prefer to use them dry. I think they're stunning. Now for me, the reason that the first Frost Quad went to my holiday list is not only do I love it, but also I think it is great all year round. So for me, it's not going to be a holiday palette. It's definitely going to be one of my favorite everyday palettes as well. So I love that one. Next up is the Pat McGrath highlighter in Champagne Gold, and this really pleasantly surprised me. So I have to warn you that this swatches very, very darkly, but on my skin, this is one of those highlights that when you pick it up, you can see pigment on the brush, but it goes on so lightly that you're just getting this soft wash of color. Let me show you real quickly. Taking the Fan Pro from Sonia G, and I think part of this is, this is a very firmly baked product, but you've got these ridges in here, so you've got a little more surface area with the brush. You can see that it's coming up. There's no problem picking up the product, but going onto the cheeks, it's not overpowering at all. You get this kind of like soft gold, like a rose gold. I think it's very pretty. So this made my favorites, and it actually surprised me because coming from Pat McGrath, I expected it to be a blinding highlight, but it's really not. It's soft, but you still have, that's the thing that's special about it. It's a soft, subtle highlight, but it's got some real impact there. So the way it catches the light, it catches it very strongly, but you're not really picking up so much color on your skin per se. So I think it's a gorgeous highlight. So that made my list. Next, I am including the Clé de Peau Lip Glorifier for the holiday collection. And you can see that this one comes in special packaging. Normally the packaging is like a solid blue, but we've got this beautiful gradient, and this is a beautiful berry shade. You can see with one sheer swatch, it looks kind of like a fuchsia pink. On my lips, it's definitely more of a berry shade. It's just as gorgeous. And for me, the Clé de Peau Lip Glorifier is one of the best tinted lip balms that I have used. I find them to actually be truly moisturizing on my lips, and they actually do help repair my lips during the winter months. So I wear the lip glorifiers all the time, but primarily during the winter months. They're definitely a staple for me. So this new shade definitely made it to my holiday list. It is limited edition, but I totally think this is worth it. If you don't like this color, I would definitely take a look at other lip glorifiers though, because if you get chapped lips during the winter, it's definitely one of the most reparative tinted lip balms that I have used. Now, my true number 5, I'm not even sure if I should really include it or not, because I don't know if it's going to be coming back. It is out of stock. This is a limited edition SUQQU Comfort Lip Fluid Fog, and this is the shade 103 from the pre-holiday collection, and it's gorgeous. So this is kind of like a mauve nude shade on the lips. It's gorgeous all year. I hope they bring the color back and it's permanent. But honestly, it's one of those shades that pops up and sells out like immediately. I haven't seen it back in quite a while now. So I don't know if it will be returning, but I love it. However, if you can't get this particular shade, which is 103, I love the lip fog formula from SUQQU as well. So I would definitely recommend checking that out. But in particular, this shade was on my holiday list. I do actually have some other lip products I would like to mention. I'm not sure if that one really counts. So let's talk about a couple lip items that are available that are runners up. And that's gonna be all of the Chanel holiday lipsticks. I love these. These are the Rouge Allure formula. They've got the gold trim on the edges, which shows you it's part of the holiday collection. It is a click top. And if I had to pick one, this one here is Pourpre d'Or number 137. is a gorgeous shade, and you know, it looks like it's gonna be a purple, especially with the name, but it's really more of a berry shade. If I had to pick one though, I think my favorite is probably the Rouge d'Or, and that is gonna be red with some gold flecks in there. Let me show you that. So it's a bright red. You can see that it's, you know, got more of a blue base, but it's still relatively neutral. And it's a stunning shade. I picked up all 4 of them and I love all 4. I'll just swatch them for you real quickly, but I'm going with Or Beige as my choice there. So this is number 107, Or Beige. Sorry, I meant to say Rouge d'Or before as my choice. And then we have 117, which is Or Cuivre. And at first I didn't think I would like that one so much, but it turns out I wear that one quite a bit. It's actually a really beautiful shade. I think the formulas for all of these are just really nice. They all have a little bit of shimmer in them. I love the sheen on these. I find them comfortable and they last fairly well on my lips. So those are definitely my runners up to the SUQQU Lip Fog. I also wanted to just include a few honorable mentions because these are things that I kept taking on and taking off the list. So we do have a sparkle lipstick. So the Tom Ford Balm Frost is another option, but actually I think I prefer this. This is the Guerlain and this is the top coat in 001. I'll put this right here. I'm just gonna build it up so you can see a little bit of it, but you can see that it's basically gonna be a translucent lipstick with gold in it. So I went over that quite a bit so you can really see the gold, but it's gorgeous. I also love the cases. The cases are sold separately, so you can get any case you want, but this is one of the holiday cases. And the other item I wanted to mention for an honorable mention is the Chanel Les Chaînes de Chanel Holiday Blush and the illuminating blush. I didn't think I was gonna like this. I didn't buy it at first. I was convinced it was gonna be too warm and too coppery on my skin, but it's actually stunning. So I do really, really enjoy this, and I think it's a great product if you were going to pick up something from the Chanel holiday collection. My favorites are obviously the lipsticks and this. So I definitely think it is something worth looking into. And I mean, you can't beat this design on here. However, if you go in with a firmer brush, the design will not last super long. I don't need a lot of pigment on this, so I think the design will stay on here for quite a while for me. And those are my top 5 holiday favorites, and I hope you enjoyed this and found this helpful. I would love to know what your holiday favorites have been so far, whether they're from this year or from a previous year. It doesn't really matter, but what are your top favorite items that you like to use for a holiday look or to get in that holiday spirit? And also, please don't forget to check out my friends, Lexi Makeup and Style, Naturally Corporate. We have Allison Chase and Mishi MakesUp. So please do check out their channels and check out their favorites. I have everything linked down below in the description box. And one more thing before I go, I wanted to share with you a new series that I will be starting on my channel tomorrow. So I encourage you all to check it out. And it's gonna be Makeup Mondays. So this idea actually comes from my friend Sean at SUQQU Beauty, and she does something similar on her channel with more of a focus on skincare and ingredients. So check that out. It's called Sean's Beauty Bar, and so incredibly helpful. But what we're gonna be doing is I'm gonna be taking requests from you, the viewers, and you can leave a request or a comment in the video, and then in the next one or a video after that, I will feature some of these questions or comments to answer them. These can be things like a product update that's requested, or searching for the perfect eyeshadow that meets certain requirements, or comparing and contrasting things, or any sort of makeup question that you have. If I can answer it, I will try to address it in here. And depending on how long it takes me to answer that question, we could feature a few in each video. For our first video, I'm using a question that I have already been asked by a viewer. But in the future, if there's something you would like me to look into or include in one of these Makeup Monday videos, you can leave a comment down below in one of the Makeup Monday videos or DM me on Instagram. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, please make sure you add me to your list because I post a lot of sale information and things like that, particularly in my stories on Instagram. So I'm at Alexis Jong, and I hope to see you there. So please make sure that you tune in on Monday and check out our first video of Makeup Mondays. And I can't wait to see what questions and comments you have. So thank you so much, and I will see you soon. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Have a great day.